Welcome everyone to NPL Experts Season 4, and we'll do the quick analysis. I'll give the mic back to Ashish.
Thank you, Suman. Now, in one corner, we have the undisputed leaders of this entire leaderboard, Ray Property GOKYO Heroes. And on the other side, we have vibrant BEGNAS stars who have fought tooth and nail to be in this position, to clinch their spot in the top two. And the road to this event, the finals, has not been an easy one. It might seem an easy one for Ray Property GOKYO Heroes, but if we talk about the journey that they have gone through, UV, have you been watching this? Have you been the part of the ultimate showdown that has unfolded on all these weeks on how the teams landed on where they are today? So Ray Property GOKYO Heroes, they are currently with 5 wins out of the 6 games that they have played, and Vibrant BEGNAS Stars have won 4 games out of the 6 that they have played. Talk us through the journey that has transpired till now of all the seasons and how we have landed in this finals in Expert NPL Season 4.
Certainly. Yeah, it's just been absolutely amazing. Like, I've been following regardless. This is where I belong, and I clearly miss this opportunity every other week when, these players, and I really, kick myself to have missed out so many weeks. But yeah, everything started 3-4 years back in the winter of 2021, where all these players, franchisees, cricketing experts, cricket enthusiasts, and all these people associated with cricket, they joined hands together. This was the biggest coalition in the history of Nepalese community, especially cricket in Australia. And they thought about this. It was one of those manifestation come true, which would have been in their head from the last decade or so. When everything started, we've seen these sort of leagues, grow bigger and bigger and better, and eventually, with the course of time. What would have been a dream a decade ago has now become a reality. 4 years later, we are into the 4th edition, and we couldn't have expected the crowds shown up, all our management, the facilities that we've gotten has improved, the grounds that we've been playing has enhanced, and everything else apart from what we would have expected has just become more and more better. With all the teams, we have retained some core elements of the teams that we have had. With Rare Properties, the 3rd edition, can they pull off this magnificent historical hat trick that they're so anticipating, looking forward to? With Vibrant BEGNAS Stars, a couple of editions that they've gone into the finals, they have missed this opportunity. They would be kicking themselves if they are to lose this today. This is their opportunity. This is their moment, which they have to seize it. Mr. Suman, what are your thoughts on this? You are more into this tactical, technical sort of groove where these players have showcased their talents and everything. What's lacking and what needs to be improved, and what have they achieved so far? What's been better?
Look, when we talk about NPL itself is a bigger league. We have got 36 this season. We have got 36 teams, and I think there are a few teams didn't qualify for NCA. So out of 36, you're selecting handful of 60 and 70 players. Obviously, itself is a big number. Big talent pool that has come up. It's not just random players who has been selected. They have been playing for a couple of. I think most of them they have been playing for a long time. We have some veteran players such as Kritan Sahil, who has been playing for 10-14 years. So they have that experience. And talking about Sahil Khan, that's the first name that we would come up when we talk in terms of batting. So in terms of batting, bowling, and there are few representatives, even Bikram South, who is a very good bowler. He represented high level in Nepalese cricket back home in Nepal. So, we have a mixture of everything. So when it comes to NPL itself, NPL is a bigger platform. And in the first 2 weeks, we did see Harjas Singh, Sandeep Lamichhane, Irfan Jr., who is already in the final. And also we had the national hero Sandeep Lamichhane, who made a big impact. And what a thrill it was. It went to the last down last wire, and I just saw him bowling the same final over, and I was reminiscing our NPO, because we remember he had to defend same, I think 12 runs in 16 runs, something like that, and he defended really well against Ruby Tilicho Titans. So look, NPL itself is a huge. It's not a smaller platform. It's a big platform, and the players that are they have all the calibers. It's all about their day, who is able to make a difference on that day. When we talk about the NPL, and look, and when you talk in terms of experience and the strategies and everything, look, it all happens when you put down on the paper and when it comes in the field, it's a two different thing. I have felt that. I have seen that in last 3 seasons that I have been managing my team. We have seen that the players who we think, oh, they've scored 100 runs, 1,000 runs in a season, and when they come to NPL, they are facing a rat. They are not able to click. They are not able to make three-figure scores in a whole season in 8 games. So 7 to 8 games. So that's a different league, different game. In a different when we play the season in 6 months of time, there's a different game, different challenges. There are only certain players who make the difference. Here, each and every player, even the player who is sitting on the boundary or the bench, has that strength to make a difference.
Certainly, that I'm glad you pointed that out with Hodges and Sandeep. May this tournament have been a confidence booster for both of those players. Going on and scoring 300 odd runs in a 50 over first class game. That's absolutely magnificent. That's a record breaking innings that Hodges pulled off. And with Sandeep Lamichhane taking 5 crucial wickets in one T20Is, second of his career. It was absolutely amazing to see both of these players, and we were so proud. I was myself feeling so proud to at least introduce ourselves to these stars, and it's an absolute amazing experience to have shared the field with them. Share their knowledge and how they've experienced cricket and how they perceive cricket altogether. Ashish, when we go deep into stats, how do we see today's game? Can you please focus a bit more about today's game?
Absolutely. And this is where it gets really interesting. The narrative gets really interesting because if we look into this leaderboard and the scorecards that transpired this entire season, Vibrant BEGNAS Stars have faced Ray Property GOKYO Heroes twice in this league. And in both the occasions, each one came victorious, which means that the finals today is not just the finals. It's the ultimate decider between who is the actual winner. And setting all of that narrative up is where we are analyzing this. And if we see that, it is going to be a Sahil Khan versus Mohammad Irfan Jr. today. Because if you look into the stats, Sahil Khan currently is the top leading run scorers for the team. Whereas Mohammad Irfan Jr., if you look into his figures, you are going to be mind blown. Can you talk us through something? What are your thoughts between the other two Clash of the Titans, which are Ram Surat Yadav versus Chitiz Basnet?
In my experience, Ram Surat, I think it is his first season for this NPL. This is the time that he has come to this. He has got this opportunity to expose in this NPL. Even in his first few games, he was not in the playing 11 of Vibrant. That's how the tight the teams are. That's how the tight the competition within the team, within the bench as well. Who will be playing 11? What's the need of the team? So when you talk about Ram Surat Yadav is someone who has been playing NCA in a grade A, who is capable enough to even open the bat, to perform as an all-rounder, and who has exceptional cricketing skill, cricketing knowledge. And I have seen him grown in a couple of years, that he has come a long way. And he has shown that in the toughest game that he has to offer. Because when his team was struggling, like I think he had no fear. He had to prove himself that his position is permanent in the team, and he wanted to make sure that he makes the a position within his team. So he showed that what he is capable of, and he is a big hitter. He can open the batting. He is a classical batsman, and versus we have Chitiz Basnet. Chitiz Basnet is a smart bowler. He has been in this community and playing in this community for a long time, where he has the stat speaks itself, and we have seen his leadership skill. Whenever team needs in, he jumps in, and when we put both of them in a together in a same category, and when they go against each other, we can clearly see that both can be handy. Ram Suraj is handy with the bat and ball, and Chitiz can be same with the bat and ball. But when it comes between them, I think slightly little bit of experience, Chitiz will be little bit overpowering over Ram Suraj, because Ram Suraj also comes little down the order. So it depends. He has no fear. He will be swinging his bat. He will be trying to make some runs. He is there to make an impact, like we have seen in the past. He will be trying to make a score, run a score in a 200 strike rate. So definitely, I think it will be a tough battle. But if you ask me for my verdict, I think these will be a little bit of overpowered because of that experience that he has, because he has been the leader and he has won the trophies for rare properties for back 2 years back to back. And I think Ram Surat should watch it. But nevertheless, Ram Surat has shown his caliber, and Chitish should be worried about him as well when it comes to bat.
Absolutely. You are spot on out there. Now, we talked about the middle over mayhem. Now, let's talk about the finishes showdown. What are your thoughts, UV, on Sisir Thapa versus Aman Singh, sorry. Aman Singh, he's a thing, but still, he's a big thing in this game out here. Sisir Thapa versus Aman Singh. What are your thoughts on the finishes that we have in both the sides?
Oh yeah, both the teams they're fully packed with all these players. Absolutely great names. With great leaders come great responsibilities. With Chit is slightly on the upper hand, having the upper hand in this competition, which he had pointed out. When it comes to Shishir and Aman, I've been exposed to Nepalese cricket in Australia for almost 7 years. With Aman, I've known him for almost 20 years. He is my cousin. We grew up together playing cricket together. He's one of the fiercest, when it comes to the competition, when it comes to being or having this competitive nature. He's one of the fiercest. I've never seen a player pull up his sleeves so much so that he can go to any end to win that. He is in the battle. If he is there, he is in the battle. He's not gonna bow down. He's not gonna, lay off his arms. As simply as that. And Shishir Thapa, one of the greatest leaders that our Nepalese cricket has. When it comes to Shishir Thapa, the name. We've got our NSW captain Shishir Thapa. We've got our Nepal's captain Shishir Thapa. I still vaguely remember in 2017 when I was first introduced to Nepalese cricket in Australia, and when I was playing for Warriors, and we played the first game versus Naipala. In the following year, 2018, that's when I was first introduced to Naipala. I was like, what is this team all about? They had this winning mentality. They had this, the collaboration was there. They had this fan support, fan base show up. And that's when I clearly realized this team is not there to, mess around. And that's where Shishir comes into play. That's where he was leading up front. So with great leaders obviously come great responsibilities, and Shishir is no one to joke with. Competition between both of these, they're both very different players, both off spinners obviously, but when it comes to batting, Shishir is way above when in his caliber, and he's proven time and again. When it comes to bowling, Aman Singh is not the one to mess around with. He's in there to take those crucial wickets during the middle overs. So batting and bowling wise, we've got both our options. Shishir as a batter and Aman as a bowler.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm pretty sure all our audiences who have been following the game would completely agree to this. We also touched on about Sisir Thapa being the X factor with the explosive strike rate that he has for this entire season out here for Ray Property GOKYO Heroes, and how damaging he can be towards the late side of the overs. And we also talked about the clash, the opposite team's finisher, who is Ram Surat Yadav, who possesses a damaging 118.60 strike rate currently he's striking at, and also he has capitalized on all the games that he has been presented with. Now let's just pan it out on towards let's cut the chase, right? Let's dive right into it, because it's a clash of the titans. It's the final showdown that we have been waiting for. What are your thoughts? What's the final verdict going to be? Who looks what? On a few words from you, Suman.
And look, I think looking at the history, obviously, Chiti's team, Ray Properties GOKYO Hero, does look the favorite. Look, for my verdict, because what I've seen, Vibrant has been in the finals, 2 finals, and losing 2 finals is not an easy thing in the first season and the second season. So they have come back, they have bounced back really well. They were bottom of the table in the last season, and they have bounced back. And if you look at this squad, they don't have like spiky thing like such as Ray Properties has, where Sahil Khan scores the majority of the runs and rest does the a bit of a part. Whereas Vibrant, everybody, if you look at them, everybody does the average scoring, and that's how they are building the team. And when it comes to Ray Properties have the stars. They had the stars from the day one. Sandeep Lamichhane till Chiti's Basnet, Sishi Thapa. All the stars are there. So look, my verdict is today for Ray Properties, when they have certain players, certain stars shine, their team wins. But with Vibrant, they all contribute equally. So today, look, cutting the chase, I'm just cutting it. Long story short, I think my verdict is Vibrant gonna win this year. Sorry, Ray Properties, if you're watching, I'm not against. I'm just telling what's inside me. So please be friendly with me after the this
I'm sure.
analysis.
I'm sure you are all stargazing while Ray Properties are on field. We would be stargazing every single time by the looks of what you have said, and I absolutely agree to it. UV, what are your thoughts? What is it going to be today? What are we going to witness?
I've closely followed. We've all closely followed Nepalese Premier League from the last 4 years that we've. First season it was Pirhana, which was your team. Obviously, you guys won the tournament. It was a nail biting game where it was a very close margin win, where you would have won the game with 4 runs or so. Scoring 118. Second season, I'd watched the first season of Red Properties. They were clear favorites from the very first go. They had won a few games on the trot, and they were clear favorites. But something happened in there. Their players didn't show up. Most of the players from Canberra didn't show up, and that's how Ray Properties were not in the chase. Apart from that season, every other season that they've faced or played, Ray Properties is a force to reckon with. They're there to win. They play with a champion mentality, all thanks to all these champion players that they have. So does all the other teams. But Ray Properties has this other sort of momentum that's with them, winning 2 seasons in a row. Second season, Rare Properties won convincingly. Not convincingly, sorry. It was a super over, which was one of the most interesting games that I had the opportunity to witness live. I was commenting, and it was one of the best games. I'd lost my voice afterwards because I screamed and shouted so loud in the combox. Third season, Ray Properties won convincingly, comprehensively, chasing 150 odd runs, 149 to be precise. So I'm not really sure, but Vibrant, they do, they've tasted the blood. A tiger, when tastes the blood, is not going to back off. With Saroj, with his winning mentality and how they've proven time and again that they're not here to just observe and just to see and just to let other teams, steal their trophy. They are there to win. So supposedly I cannot predict, but when it comes to being a bit more lenient, I would say Properties, they do have a slight upper hand, but Vibrant BEGNAS Stars, you cannot compromise them, with the capacity that they have.
Thanks, UV. And ladies and gentlemen, you have heard it right. So Suman goes for Vibrant Begna Stars. UV has slightly been lenient towards Ray Property GOKYO, and me. I will let you keep wondering about that, and I'll definitely keep you posted after the game on who I think I had thought about it. That's it. The final showdown is about to begin. We are right in front of us, where we'll be presenting you with the pitch report, followed by a couple of ceremonies, and then straight diving into the final showdown that everyone has been waiting for. Ray Property GOKYO Heroes versus Vibrant Begna Stars. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be joining you with the live coverage after a couple of minutes, or let's say in about an hour.
After the match analysis segment, we are so sorry that we couldn't have, had our thoughts on the friendly game, the warm up that was so required for all these teams, to end this season on a friendly note. We had this momentum where all these teams and franchisees, management, and all these other players, they had come for one last time to join hands together. And the ultimate battle Not as competitive as you would have thought, but it is there. It is there where the players are playing for the win, regardless of the platform. When two teams are competing, one has to beat the other. Here we have Miss Arati. How was batting? Was it difficult? Was it hard? Jolly cricket. Well, that's a good compliment when it comes to you reminiscing and being a bit more nostalgic. When nostalgia is all about cricketing sense, it's that abstract thought that comes into your head when it comes to nostalgia. You cannot be preempted. So thank you so much, Arati, and best wishes for the game ahead of you. With your firing, the game turns out to be. This is where we come in live from Punchbowl Oval for this friendly battle between the franchisees and the management, where Ajay Dai is leading the team. Look at him, so excited. From the boundary ropes, he's been supporting the morale of these players. Karan Dai has batted really nicely. I saw one of the shots, the pull towards square leg, which was absolutely brilliant, Karan Dai. Karan Dai, um, batting after almost 17 years. And Ashish completely anticipating his batting opportunity. He's been practicing throughout this morning. So it's a well fought battle between these two teams where although it's friendly, the battle is still there. You're there to support your team, you're there to win, you're there to showcase your talent. They're bowling well. Mind you, franchise team, they're bowling well. And Ajay, the captain of NPL's management, being rooted by all these supporters from behind, wants a six. And with a soft ball, it's a soft tennis ball, it's particularly hard because you've got to generate all that power in order to hit maximums. And Ajay with fully geared up with his masks and everything, he's fully prepared, anticipating yet another ball from the bowler. It's brilliant to watch. It's a fun element of the game. That's pulled towards the leg side, and that's a well fought battle won by Ajay Dai. That's a beautiful shot. The score has now moved to 32. This is absolutely brilliant to see all these players bringing this. Oh, pardon me. The score is now 34. This is the seventh over running. They've still got 3 more overs to go. It'll be interesting. That's a full toss. That's a poor delivery down the leg side. Well, you can't anticipate. And we've got our Nirajan Dai, the umpire. He is one and only the all-rounder, not just in cricket, but he's a wonderful all-rounder. Nirajan Dai, a man to witness wherever he goes, whatever his presence is well noted. The manager of Red Properties, one of the brilliant human beings that we have in our Nepalese community. Ajay Dai missed that ball completely. But this is brilliant to watch. The atmosphere has now been set. Players have started to set their camps. Vibrant BEGNAS Stars and Red Properties, they've both set their camps with all these players showing up. The ball's up in the air. Could this be caught? No. It fell short of Dinesh, the manager of Ray Group. One of the executive members of Ray Group, Dinesh, one of the most wonderful members. Sanjay, even though his NCA's management, he's still playing for representing Vibrant Begnas Stars, playing for the franchisees team. Ajay, after hitting a boundary, we are welcoming him back into the combox, where he's not disappointed because he's scored a boundary. We saw his caliber. We saw how he pulled towards the score leg. It was a force to reckon with. I think that's the end of the innings. We would come back shortly after this first inning. We've now got confirmation from the scorers. The target is 40 and 7 overs, and it'll be interesting, because it looks an easy pitch to bat, but with the soft tennis ball, the power generation is equally required, and it's quintessential. If they fail to generate the power, it's not going to be easy for them to kind of chase this total. Sumandai, I'd like you to speak a few words with how we have folded our innings off with 40 runs on the board. Do you think it's a competitive score, keeping in mind it's a soft tennis ball?
Look, it doesn't matter. It's a soft tennis or hard tennis. This pitch is hard to bat on. So I think 40 is a good enough total for the opposition who would not be able to chase that. And definitely, we've got a few bowlers to watch out. Ashish, you will be seeing bowling bounces, Yorkers, and we've got Ajay, the spinner, spin wizard, and we've got Karandai. We get all the hidden talents, the organizers. So they'll put their best foot forward. So I don't think they'll be able to make 40 runs.
The only question is, what did we do wrong for having missed out on this wonderful golden opportunity? All four of us being the shareholders, equal shareholders in this.
Good morning,
We
everyone.
are being missed out. We've been left out by Ajay, Karandai, and Ashish, who's went down to compete against the franchises team. 40 runs. We're pulling up the history, right? It has a good bowling record. So yeah, we should back our bowlers up, where 40 runs is good enough total for our management team to kind of defend this total. We have Ashish, the opening bowler, who has practiced throughout this morning, was particularly looking forward to. We'd still have to wait for the confirmation. I think it's Ujjul Dai. I'm not really sure. I think it's Ujjul Subedi. But Ashish has been practicing the whole morning. Was quite keen to open the batting for our management team, but had to miss out with how he was doing the pre-match analysis, where he was part of our team, not theirs. So he was stolen from the opportunity, and he had to kind of support us with speaking. Yeah, but it's quite beautiful. Players have started to now show up. We've now started to see what has been throughout this season. We've seen dogs, we've seen pets, we've seen sons and daughters, we've seen wives and husbands. We've seen all these family members kind of coming together and putting in the effort to support the people they love, to support the sports they appreciate, to support the community that they live in. Nepalese community has become stronger with this festive season. Everything has now come together. The first ball of the second innings, where Ashish has bowled, the ball was pitched on the good length. Was there a bit of an outswing, where Ashish is well known for his fast delivery swinging outside of the right hander? The commentator turned player is now trying to prove, he's lost the ball. Or maybe he's used to the bigger, harder ball. This ball is too small for him. Ashish, another good delivery. The commentator turned player has now proven yet so again. The second delivery has been consistent. No wides until now. Sumandai, what are your predictions from this over?
I think he's gonna grab two wickets from this over.
We can be hopeful at least. Oh, there's the wide. Commentator's curse, spoken too soon. There's the first wide of this inning. The score has now reduced. The score is now 1 for none. 2 deliveries. into the first over. Ashish coming over the wicket. That's a slower delivery. Well balled. It was pitched towards the batsman. The batsman is just hoiking this for no reason. Has missed completely. We are looking the clear favorites at this point of time in the game. Management team winning. At this point of time, we have our hopes high from Ashish. We've got our spin wizard. Oh, that's a good bouncer. That's well directed towards the batsman. Is that a no ball? No. Nirajan Dai playing with the umpire's mindset. It's the fourth delivery. A sharp bouncer towards the batsman. Another bouncer towards the body. He was trying to pull this towards, but too quick to have judged. Ashish showing his wrath. The Shoaib Akhtar of our team has concluded the first over. Has been brilliant, has been magnificent with his first over. Only conceded a few runs. 3-4 dot deliveries with a sharp Brett Lee's bouncer. So Ashish has proven what he is for this team. Nirajan Dai with his umpiring caliber is proving yet again that there's nothing on this field that he cannot do. And the batsman has now retired with all the dots that he's played in the first over. Or are they still retaining? Is this a tough call for them to make? They're changing the bat. Oh, the bat is to blame. The bat is to blame for. You know, with 10 players in 7 overs, it's quite crucial of how many players you are to retain throughout. Second over with left arm spin. Oh, it's a beautiful delivery. Spinning away. But Bishal, he could have easily played for one of our teams, you know, with his left arm prowess. Oh, that's a good delivery spinning away. Is this a walk in the park for management team, you know? The second over, they've yet to connect the ball properly. Ajadai setting his field is quite proactive in the fuel change. He knows his game. He knows what he's planning. Oh, that's yet another dot delivery. Is this going to be the first maiden of this friendly competition between these two teams? Ajadai is proving yet and again why he is the leader that he is, you know. 4 dot deliveries on trot. They're not even running for it. They've given up. The second delivery, the motivation has gone down the drain. The players are not even trying to run for it. It's more about, hey, I'm going to play 6 balls. You play the other 6. I don't care how many runs you score. Oh, they're running on the last delivery of the over to retain the strike. Is this a tactic from the batsman to come back again and again? But I suppose the captain has to look forward to retaining the strikes and swapping players with other players who are still very eager to kind of perform for their team. Or by Dinesh, cut towards the deep point area. And he did take the single. So that was generous from the non-striker. Had he been stubborn, he would have retained the strike for the next over. So Mandai, 2 overs done. Are we winning this? Is the win in the picture for us?
Definitely, Yuvraj. Look at the scorecard. They have just scored 5 runs, and out of them, 2 runs were come from wide side. I think, as I mentioned before, this pitch is hard to bat on. So we've seen that in NPL as well, and that's what we are seeing at the moment.
But yeah, so we're not talking about footworks. We're not talking about the stances. We're talking about the pitch. It's a bowling-friendly pitch, and Sanjay has presented himself, the force to reckon with. His presence is clearly shown. He has sent the batsman out who has played 4 dot deliveries. He's like, nope, I'm not letting you stay any longer. You are an embarrassment of some sort. Ajadai, clearly, he's asking the fielder. He's asking. So he's asking Prajwal to come up on the field to field on the short leg area. And the bowling change is quite interesting because from our management side, we've got Glenn, our very own magical spin wizard, pitch wizard, the behind the show. He is the one who prepares the pitch and everything. Our pitch curator, Glenn, to bowl. Oh, he knows the pitch very well. So I think it's going to be the first maiden because he knows exactly what he's made. He has. Oh, it's a wide. I think he overestimated his spin. Oh, that's a drop. Is that a drop? Glenn would be particularly disappointed. He can easily scratch the field for the next innings. Sanjay, for the first time, has yet to showcase his caliber. Facing Glenn. That's Sanjay that's edged down towards the slip. Sanjay, it's very unusual to see him taking singles because we know him for his boundaries, hitting prowess. Glenn with the third delivery of the over to Dinesh. Oh, that'll be cut off by himself. That's well bowled, right in the block hole. He knows what the areas are. Glenn, he knows his pitch. It's his home turf. He cannot beat Glenn on his home turf. He knows exactly where to bowl, where to pitch. And it could be a lesson for all these bowlers, bowling later in the game. They can tell exactly where to pitch by looking at Glenn's pitch report, with Glenn's outline. After the end of 3 overs, the score is now 9. It's devastating for the franchisees team. They have yet to score another boundary. They've still got a mountain to climb. In about 4 overs from now, they require almost 30 odd runs. It's gonna be a tough call for the franchisees team. And for the first time, the captain has introduced himself. Mr. Ajay Chetri with his leg spin. Oh my God, the turn! The turn on that delivery. Mr. Shane Warne himself with a 4 degrees turn. That's quite unusual to see, with he's practiced the whole morning. He's been sweating. He couldn't sleep last night. Can you imagine? He was still thinking of this moment. The turn on that delivery missed. We can never ever underestimate the spinning prowess of Mr. Ajay Chetri, all geared up with his mask and everything, preparing himself for the ultimate showdown. Ajay Chetri, oh, it's surely gonna turn. And it's not gonna be wide. Oh, that's a tough call from the umpire. Oh, is that a run out? Sanjay looking eager to bounce on the pitch, to go on the other end. He clearly wants to face Ajay Dai. He clearly wants that battle. That's a short delivery, pulled beautifully. Could that be the first? Oh, that's a boundary. Hat Terika. Oh, that's a beautiful fielding effort by Karan. And the comment from Ajay is Hat Terika. Oh, we don't want Karan Dai to be injured. Oh, Bishal, I'm sorry. We don't want any players to be injured. It's a friendly game. We want it to be friendly. We don't want any injuries. That's 4 signal by Mr. Nirajan Shrestha. Uh, the score is now 16 for 2 retired batsmen. Dinesh, after hitting the boundary, has been now retired. This is what they do, retire players who are yet to showcase their ultimate talent. But Ajay Dai is the only bowler who's conceded a boundary in this innings. Ajay Dai with his flighted delivery. Is that out? No, not really. Oh, that's out. Ajay Dai. That's a great comeback from the legendary Ajay Dai, the captain of management's team, bouncing back yet another time. What do you have to say, Mr. Sumedai? Oh, that's well bowled. Ajay Dai in the groove, sliding these deliveries up, making sure that they, after the boundary that he's conceded, he's not going to mess around with the franchises team. Sumandai Ajudai with his over. Conceded one boundary, taken one wicket. Now we have another legendary bowler, medium fast bowler, Karandai. Used to bowl 130 kilometers per hour back in the days, but would have slowed down drastically. But he's still got the pace. He's still got the pace. You can see clearly from his action. He's not messing around. And Sanjay is still waiting for his first boundary. Is very, very disappointed with his effort, Sanjay. He wants to score a certain boundary. He wants the team to win. He wants the team to. Oh, that was a big, big hoik, but clearly missed. Ajay showcasing his multiple talents after bowling a fine over has now gone behind the stumps to keep for the first time. Sanjay Basnet being supported from the crowd. Sanjay Basnet is one of the most popular figure in Nepalese cricket community. Was trying to pull this ball, but Karan Shrestha is one of the smartest candidate when it comes to bowling. Karandai. Oh, that's a deadly bouncer, but that's been cut towards the deep point, would obviously be cut down by the fielder. But Karan Shrestha, where did that energy come from? He's been, he's been the potential energy that's been stored within from the last decade or so has now been outpowered by Karan Shrestha. He's showcasing all his talents that is up his sleeve. Oh, that's a wide delivery. Missed this stumping opportunity. Ajay missed this stumping opportunity clearly. It's up in the air and has misjudged it completely. That could have been the first wicket for. Oh, look at that fielding effort. Look at that fielding effort. Is making up for the drop catch. is trying to make it up for the management team just to avoid some bad words that would come his way from Ajay. Samir Dai is not facing his way. Ajay is fuming, he's furious. And he's not even looking at Samir Dai, he's looking the other way because of his fielding effort. Oh, that's a good delivery. Is that up in the air? Will that be another boundary, the second boundary of the innings? Samir Dai with what he's pulled off in the first time that is fielded, could not pull it off again. And it's a certain boundary. The score has now moved to 24. Can they chase it? Are we seeing a miracle? This is the sixth over. Is it a miraculous comeback from the franchisees team? With Saroj Dai, it's all up to him. That's in yet another full toss. That's up in the air. Will that be taken? No. He clearly misjudged it, and I think that's a lot to do with how the wind would have taken the ball away because of the soft density of the ball. But anyway, Sanjay Basnet is on the strike. Saroj will look forward to playing these deliveries off to Sanjay. That's yet another full toss. Will that be taken by Ashish and dropped? The number of drops that we've seen from our management's team, it's been very disappointing because the game was ours had we taken those catches. But anyway, Ashish has won, Samir has won, and they would be soon to be disciplined after this, after the end of the game. Ajay will take them to one corner and would brief them on how their performance had been. Oh, that's a good delivery. This was missing from Saroj. That was missing from Saroj. Bowling full tosses was not going to help his cause. And now he's bowled this crucial dot delivery. The score is still 26, 14 required. Oh, that's well bowled. That's right in the block hole. Ramdai. Ramdai is itching his hands. He was clearly looking forward for this game. Ramdai, are you Are you kicking yourself for missing out on this opportunity? They've left us out.
Definitely, yeah. I'm really, like missing this moment now. I didn't just list my name. Is it my name there? I don't think so.
No, they've clearly missed us out, Ramdai. We are going to bring this up with Ajay. As soon as the game finishes, we need to talk. We need to bring this up. We are clearly disappointed. All three of us, me, Ramdai, and Sumandai. Even Saroj Dai has abandoned us. He was right in the com box until the very last moment, but has abandoned us. It's just us three left with the last over. Vijay Sharma is the batter. The score is now 26. It's 14 required. It's 14 required from the last over. And 6 deliveries, 6 crucial deliveries.
14.
Ajay Dai, even though the drop from Samir Dai is trusting him with the final. Oh, that's well bowled. And that's a great catch. That's the catch of the tournament. That's the catch of the tournament. It's the final contender is here. And that's well grabbed. I mean, the reflex was there from Karan Dai. You cannot underestimate his prowess when it comes to his all-round performance from management. He's clearly in the game. That was a good delivery. The second delivery of the over. Yet another dot. The wicketkeeper of the year award goes to Mr. Karan Shrestha. Oh, that could have been 2 and 2 for Karan Shrestha had he grabbed that, but missed the opportunity. Karan Shrestha is proving time and again why he's the most crucial players. Ajay Dai was claiming himself to be the most crucial players for the management, but Karan Dai has now proven with his wonderful over, with the boundary that he scored, and with the catch that he's taken, he's clearly our man of the match. Sumandai, what do you have to say? Ajay Dai or Karan Dai? Who are you going for?
I think we can't, overlook Ajay Dai's spinning widget, the leadership skill and the spinning, the turf that he brought in this pitch. So I think it's all Ajay Dai.
Yeah, so Ajay Dai is the initiator and he's the leader. He's the man to set the fields and everything. Has been cheering up throughout the team. He's lost his voice for how much he shouted throughout with the balls that he's bowled. Oh, that's a wonderful effort. Just don't get injured. We need you for the next season, Glenn. Just don't get injured, please. So what we've seen in this friendly match is some beautiful bowling display, some wonderful, wonderful fielding display by all these fielders, and a wonderful catch by Karan Shrestha. Gladly and comprehensively, the management team has won this battle by 11 runs, which was foreseen by us from the